Right, so let's get started. So the first thing you do, get a sheet of paper. This project is kind of good if you've got a thinner sheet of paper, but I've only got this cartridge paper, so folded, and then we cut that in half. Then we fold that one in half. And we fold this back. And we fold that one back. So you're left with a W or an M, whichever way around you want to do it. So you need a little bit of tape. I'm going to use masking tape so you can actually see it, but ordinary clear type of tape is okay. So you get a little piece of this, you put it on the edge, fold that round, and fold that one round. That. Okay, turn that over, and what I'll do is I'll do it with an even smaller piece. I wonder if I can do that even smaller. Oh, not very good, but let's try that. Fold that over so you can't see it very well. That's pretty good. And then fold that one over, do it twice on that side. And then this side, we do it on there, and we do it on there. So as you can see, we've got a hole at the back, and that hole at the back is where your fingers go in. So let's go over to that camera. And we've got our puppet. So all that's left is to start decorating this up. But I've made a few, so I'll just go over it again. So you get a strip of paper, fold it in half. So we've left with a V. And what we do is we fold that side back to the crease, that way. And then we turn that over and we fold that side back to that crease. And we're left with a W. What we do is we stick those sides together. And we stick that on there, just fold it round. And stick that on there. Fold that round. Stick that together. That together. That one together. And oops. That one together. So what we're left with, a little gap there, and that's where you put your finger. Thumb in one side, fingers in the other, and then we're left with that. So we've got two. So I've got to put one at this side, if I can. Hello, hello. So the next thing is to start decorating these up. So I'm going to make a few more, so you can see lots of different ways to decorate them up. So there's no point in you watching all of that. But then we'll come back when we're starting to decorate. Cool. Right, so I've made a few blanks. Now what I normally do with these is make these with coloured paper, but we haven't got any coloured paper. But what I'm worried about is if people haven't got plain paper. So what I'm going to do is make some with newspaper. Let's give that a go, see what happens. Like that. Oh, it has. Look at that. That's a good one. I like that. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. I like the way his mouth goes inside all wrinkly. That's brilliant, is that? So I think the thinner the paper, the better it works. Because I think these look a little bit too square because the paper's a little bit... But there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so the next thing, now we've got all of these. The next thing to do is to start decorating them up. So I'll show you the real easy way, and then I'll go foraging around the house to see if I can find some things, and then we'll just see what we can find. So, how are we going to decorate these up? So the obvious easy way is get a few colours out. I'm going to start off with a dark blue. There's a dark blue. Move that out of the way, move them out of the way. So the easiest way is to draw some eyes. And a funny old nose. And a great big smiley mouth. We don't want a big smiley mouth, because that's its mouth. So I've gone wrong. Never mind. I'll just use that as the bottom. So now that's the top. So don't worry if you make mistakes. Don't start from scratch. Just start from where you left off. So let's draw a bigger eye, because I liked the round eyes, but I thought they was a bit small. So there he is. Now don't worry about going all the way to the back, because when you've got your fingers in there, the back bit is always held up a bit, can you see? So it doesn't really matter about going all the way to the back. But I might colour his face in as well. I'm going to colour him in yellow. But he's pretty cool. How are you doing? So I like him, he's good. But how could we make him better? When you're doing anything with that, when you finish, you always think, right, that's good, but how could I make it better? And it's not necessarily better, it's just different. How can we make it different? There. So we've got... Can't get my thumb in, there we go. We've got... So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a body. So I think that looks a bit like an animal. So I'm going to still there. I'll get a pencil. I'll use a pencil. I'm going to cut the body there. Ish. So what you do is start in the middle and draw a spiral. In fact, let's make that fatter at the end. So let's colour that in. Okay, so once you've got it all coloured in, then the idea is to cut it out, really. And I've always found when you're cutting out a spiral is to cut the circle out first. All the way around. Now I think this is a really good time to talk about cutting, because a lot of people just assume everybody knows how to cut out, and that's really not the case. A lot of people have never actually been taught how to cut out. So I'm going to go through that now. So you can see the spiral there. Now a lot of people start doing sort of contorting themselves with their scissors, and it's kind of dangerous. I nearly cut my nose off just then. The way to cut out, so we'll go to the, no, we'll stay with this one. The way to cut out is you chomp your scissors and you move your piece of paper round. Keep your scissors still, just chomp and move the paper. Now with every pair of scissors, there's a piece that holds the scissors together that's there. So that means the sharpest point of the scissors is right there. So when you're cutting, only really cut with that bit to that bit there. So from me, I'll close them. So only really cut from that little bit there. Don't try and cut all the way to the very end of the scissors. You only really need to cut this little bit. All right, that's as far. Because you chomp, 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 chomp. So I'll show you. And of course, I've done this spiral the wrong way around, haven't I? To make it more complicated for myself. If I was cutting that way, I'd have found it a lot easier. But so chomp, move the paper. Chomp, move the paper, chomp, move the paper. Now, when I'm chomping, I'm still moving the paper round because we're cutting out a circle. Chomp, move the paper, chomp, move the paper. I'm trying to stick to the pencil line here that I've done. So chomp, move the paper, chomp, move the paper, chomp, move the paper. So I'm not going to say that all the way around, but I'll just speed it up a little bit. In fact, maybe I'll speed it up a lot until it goes all the way around, and then it'll be obvious how I'm chomping and just moving the paper and keeping my hand exactly still. I'm going to do this in real time now, just to show you how slowly I'm actually cutting. One of the other problems people get when they start cutting is that they're trying to rush and get it done as quickly as possible. Just take your time and slowly move the paper.